What's going on, guys? It's Cole, and welcome to GPS Season 7, Week 7. So this week, GPS Season 7, Week 8. There we go. Okay, I'm keeping this in. Anyway, so this week we go up against Kevin and the Memphis Mews, the team that knocked us out of the playoffs last season. So let's see if we can get our redemption, shall we? Let's check out his team. First off, we have Heatran for his S tier, Gardevoir for his A tier. For his B tiers, he has Nidoqueen, Ursaring, Vaporeon, and Flygon. For his C tiers, he has Rotom-Frost, Bellossom, Manectric, and Glaceon. I have no idea what team he's going to bring, so let's check out ours. Alright, and for our team, as usual, we have Mamoswine, Suicune, Kecleon, Houndoom, Swellow, Rotom-Frost, Lumineon, Purugly, Pachirisu, and Mothim. So, I could bring Lumineon as my defogger, but this week I won't be. So, I'll honestly just going to be bringing the exact same 6 I have. So, Mamoswine, Suicune, Houndoom, Swellow, Rotom, and Purugly. Alright, so I will see you guys in the battle. Alright, and we are getting set to battle Kevin. So the team that I expect him to bring is Heatran, Nidoqueen, Gardevoir, Flygon, Ursaring, and Rotom-Frost. The team we're bringing is the one that we've brought the last few weeks. Suicune, Mamoswine, Swellow, Houndoom, Rotom, and Purugly. So Rotom has the Choice Specs and Trick in case it goes up against Ursaring, and when it's not burned, I can Trick off the Flame Orb and give it something that won't help it at all. And he doesn't even bring Flygon or Rotom, he brings Manectric and Vaporeon. So as you can see, like I said, Rotom has the Choice Specs. Harbinger still has the black glasses because that will boost the power of Foul Play if I need to get it off. And then as usual, Swellow's got its Flame Orb, Manny has the Focus Sash, Suicune has the Leftovers, and Purugly has the Life Orb. So I led off with Maytag, but I kind of figured he was going to lead off with Heatran. But on the plus side, he has no ground immunities. And he does lead off with Heatran. So we switch out Maytag, even though he's probably just going to go for Stealth Rocks, and we go into Aurora, just in case he did attack. But no, he does get up the Stealth Rocks. So he switches out Heatran as we go for a Calm Mind. So we go for another Calm Mind as he goes for a Scald. So I expected him to switch, so I went for another Calm Mind. And he goes out into Manectric. So I was going to calc to see if I could live, but I figured at +2, whatever it used, I could probably live that. So I decided to go for Shadow Ball, as he goes for Switcheroo. So he gets our leftovers and we get his Choice Scarf. So we will be locked into Shadow Ball, as we do more than half of his health. So I anticipate a swap into Ursaring. So I go Maytag. He does indeed go to Ursaring. But it does get burned, so there's no point in me tricking off its Flame Orb. So I was trying to figure out what he would go into. Because if he anticipates a Blizzard, he could go into Vaporeon. But if he anticipates a Thunderbolt, he could go into Manectric or Nidoqueen. But he doesn't swap, so he takes good damage from Thunderbolt and will kill us with close combat. I should have just gone out and back into Suicune. I shouldn't have sacrificed Maytag there. So I bring out Harbinger. Okay, I thought he was going to switch out, so I didn't want to reveal the foul play just yet. So we do take him down with Dark Pulse. So he goes out into Gardevoir, who traces our Flash Fire. So I go for a Dark Pulse and take out most of her health with a crit, and then he misses a Focus Blast. So he withdraws Gardevoir and goes out into Vaporeon, who
takes a Dark Pulse for pretty good damage. So I anticipate a Scald. But go into Purugly anyway. We take a little Stealth Rocks. He does, but he gets the Wish off. So I go for a Play Rough, anticipating a switch out, but he doesn't swap, so that doesn't do much, as he gets off a Scald. And he does get the burn. So the Wish gets off and he heals back up to full. Can I just say I hate this thing? So we go for U-turn, take a little Life Orb damage, so Purugly will be our sacrifice for a free swap in later on in the battle, if I need it. So we go out into Suicune as he goes for a Scald. And he doesn't get the burn, which is fine. So I immediately go for a Shadow Ball. Which does like nothing, as he goes for a Wish. So we switch out Suicune into Swellow. As he withdraws Vaporeon and goes into Manectric, who will heal from the Wish. So without the Choice Scarf, I know Manectric will be slower than Swellow. So I go for a Facade. And one-shot it. And he goes out into Heatran. So you turn out. And sacrifice Purugly. Just to see what he wants to go for. And he did want to go for a Magma Storm. So they go out into Mamoswine. Swaps out Heatran into Gardevoir, who will die to an Earthquake. So then sends out Vaporeon. So we go for an Earthquake. Do pretty big damage. He goes for a Scald. We live on 4 HP, and he gets the burn. You know, I was almost tempted to choice band Mamoswine. I really wish I had. So I'm going to go back out into Swellow, take some more Stealth Rocks. And he then goes for a Protect. So it blocks our Facade. Because Facade may have killed there. And if not, it would have been close. So I go for another Facade as he switches out into Heatran. So I anticipate Facade not doing too much, but we get a crit. So I wasn't 100% sure if a Facade would kill from this range. But I figured I'd just go for it, and if not, but he protects. So we go for a Facade, and this thing literally lives on like 1 HP. So Swellow will go down to a Flash Cannon. So now that's... So it was right then that we got the battle timer. Well, the battle will end in 3 minutes, but I didn't see it because I was looking at something. So we go into Harbinger, who will take some rocks as we go for a Dark Pulse. So we will kill Heatran, leaving it at a 3-on-3. Or 3-on-2. I forgot, Gardevoir died. So it was Nidoqueen and Vaporeon versus Houndoom. Suicune. Oh wait, that's it. So it was 2-on-2. I'm an idiot, never mind. Ignore what I just said. So we go for the Dark Pulse, hoping to get a flinch. But we don't, and he scalds us and kills Harbinger. So now Suicune versus Vaporeon and Nidoqueen. And this is where we get the battle will end. So I anticipated him to switch out, but he didn't. So we get the Ice Beam off, and now we're locked into Ice Beam for good. So the battle will go to time. So I will see you guys in game 2. Alright, so welcome to game 2. So yeah, like I said, we lost game 1 because it went to time. He had more alive than we did. So I anticipated him leading off with Heatran, so I led off with Manny. So yep, he does lead off with Heatran. So I get off an Earthquake because I'm expecting him to probably go for Stealth Rocks. So we get off the Earthquake, and we find out that he is sashed. So yeah, he does get off his Stealth Rocks. So I go for another Earthquake. So we will kill Heatran. So then sends out Vaporeon. So he goes for a Scald. So now with Rotom, I was anticipating him probably switching out into Nidoqueen, so I decided to go for a Blizzard. So he does switch out into Nidoqueen, and I frickin' missed. So yeah, I was not happy about that one. So I anticipated a flamethrower, so I go into Harbinger. But instead, he withdraws Nidoqueen, goes into Manectric. Which sucks because if I had gone for the Blizzard, I may have been able to kill Manectric if it hit. So he goes for, he will lock himself into Thunder Wave. As I get off a Dark Pulse and bring him down into the red. So I know he's gonna have to switch out. Because he's locked into Thunder Wave, so he can't do anything. So I should have gone for the taunt, because I kind of figured he was gonna go into Vaporeon. Which he did. So I really wish I had gone for a taunt, because that would have been great. So again, we do okay damage with the Dark Pulse. Switch out Houndoom, send in Swellow. So he goes for a Scald, and we live on 15 HP. So I anticipated him, I figured he was going to go for a Protect. But I just went for a Facade anyway. So yeah, he goes for Protect. But I know I'll live burn damage. So we get some health back from leftovers, and we will take 8 HP damage from the burn. Yep. So I go for another Facade. As he switches out Vaporeon and goes into Nidoqueen. So Nidoqueen will take a Facade and die. As Swellow will die to burn. And that is our first death of this battle. So I figured he'd switch back out into Vaporeon. As we take some Stealth Rocks. So I figured, cool, he doesn't have an electric immunity. Forgetting that Manectric has Lightning Rod. So that was a fail. So I figured he'd go for like a flamethrower, so I went into Harbinger. And he does. So there's our fire immunity. So I wasn't sure. I thought maybe he'd just switch out. Because, you know, obviously he's locked into a flamethrower, which is going to do nothing for him. So he's probably thinking, oh, he's going for a fire move, so he's going to switch into Vaporeon. But I went for Dark Pulse. I didn't have any fire moves on it. So we get another crit. So I switch into Purugly. Anticipating a protect. And he does go for a protect. So I go for a fake out, taking him down into the red and flinching him. So I go for my highest powered move, which is Play Rough. As he switches out and goes into Ursaring. So I was really hoping for an attack drop here. But I don't get it. So he gets burned. So I didn't want to risk Play Rough missing, so I went for a Sucker Punch. Do okay damage, and then Ursaring will kill Purugly with a Facade. Really should have just gone into Mamoswine. So I was trying to figure out what to do, because I thought maybe he'd switch out, or even if he did attack, I knew I would live. So I went for a Calm Mind. So he goes for a Facade, and we live on 34 HP. So I go for an Ice Beam, anticipating the switch out. Even though I should have just gone for Shadow Ball right into an Ursaring. So yeah, so he does go into Vaporeon, who will not get KO'd by this Ice Beam. I was really hoping for a freeze here, but I didn't get it. So I thought maybe he was going to switch out again. So I went in for an Ice Beam. as he gets off a wish, so I know he's gonna protect. So I immediately hard swap into Mamoswine. As he does go for the protect, he heals off of a wish. Get some leftovers. I go for an Earthquake, which does okay damage, as he goes for a Scald. We live on 10 HP this time, and he does not get the burn. So he goes for a protect. I probably should have gone for Stealth Rocks, anticipating a protect. But I didn't. So we get some leftovers. An Earthquake should kill here. So I go for it. And it does, so we finally kill this stupid Vaporeon. So then he goes out into Manectric. And I know he's scarfed, so I can just Ice Shard and kill it. So yep, we go for the Ice Shard and we will knock out the Manectric. And here's where it goes bad. So I should have anticipated that Gardevoir might be faster than me and gone for an Ice Shard, but I didn't think it was. I forgot it has the same base speed as Mamoswine, which is base 80. So with a timid nature, she outspeeds and kills me with Moonblast. And the battle is over. Because Maytag will die to rocks, Harbinger's slower, Aurora's slower, and she's locked in with Choice Specs. So yeah, we lose. I really needed to win this because before this battle we were second in the division since Andrew lost to Ed. But now, by losing to Memphis, we drop down back to 10th, which means next week, when we lose to Ryan, because we're gonna lose to Ryan, I need Ed to win. So ironically, the man that knocked me out of playoffs last season is the man I need to win to keep me in playoffs. So yeah. I'm gonna let this play out, but thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the massacre that's going to happen next week. Later.